Okay, so good day class. So in this lecture video, we will continue on what we left off in the previous lecture video. So kaning lecture video, we will discuss on other measure application, which is percentiles and quartiles. Okay, so percentiles is the pith, no, the pit, or the percentile is in a data array. So I will discuss and give example of this. This is just a brief example of that. And then we have the quartile. So percentile is like kung kapila ka percent bitaw ana nga data set. And si quartile is ka na belong sa first, third, second, third, or fourth quartile baka na belong. So, inga na siya. So, percentile is like per percent, no, kung per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something. Si quartile na gyud siya exact nga murag number kung naba ka sa 25th, sa 50th, or 70th, 75th, something. Okay, so here is the formal definition of a percentile. So in some application, we might wish to describe the location of the data in terms of other than center of data. Okay, for example, to enrolling at your university, you took the SAT or the ACT test and receive a percentile score in math and verbal skills. So, okay, so if you received a word that your standardized exam score was at 90th percentile, it means that you scored as high as or higher than 90% of other students. Okay, so nga na siya, no? I will rephrase that. So, percentile is like this. Sa base sa example here, it shows kung aha ka nakalocate ana nga data sa imong location as compared sa other data set. So, for example, ingon siya diri, nag-take lugar ka og entrance exam. So, basically, kung nag-take kag entrance exam sa CSU and then you receive the result and says that you are at the 90th percentile, so meaning, uh, nakascore ka or mas taas ang imong score compared sa 90% of other students. Okay, so taas imong score. Now, kung for example, naka sa 50th percentile, meaning naka sa tunga-tunga, so naay mas gamay sa imong score, no? 50% of those students who took the score is lesser than your points, no? And 50% of them is higher than you. So, ana siya. So, bali, murag location lang nimo sa tibuok dataset. Or location, ana nga data, no? Dili igid imuha, but location, ana nga data compared sa ubang dataset. Okay, so this is how you find the percentile or your percentile. So, these are the variables that you should keep in mind, the k, the I, and the n. So, the k is your percentile. So, what percentile do you wish to input, do you wish to know? And then the index, so meaning asa siya ato, yung location, bali. So, this is the index, no, ranking or position sa data value. And then the n is your total number of data or observation. Okay. If I is an integer, so here in the note below, if I is an integer, then the kth percentile is the data value in the ith position. Okay, in the ordered data set. Okay, so pasabot if your index is an integer, sa ato pa na kay exact nga number sa imong data set. Okay, so the kth percentile is the data value in the I. So, kaning kth percentile mo na siya ang value nga nabutang atong position sa I. So, I will give an example to that. Now, if the I is not an integer, then round up, no? I-round up na to ang I to the nearest integer. Ana ra siya. Okay, so if, for example, ang ato ang nakuha nga index, wala may index nga float, do wala makita nga you are at the position 2.5. So, dapat naka-integer na siya. So, in that case, if dili integer, ato siyang i-round up to the nearest integer. So, here is an example. So, listed are 29 ages for Academy Award-winning Best Actor in order from smallest to largest. So, muna sila ang mga edad sa tanang na-nominate, no, sa Best Actor sa Academy Awards. So, ang buta sa kuha niya data. But this is basically muna iyang data set. Now, the problem is we want to find the 70th percentile. Unsa to nga data ang nasa 70%. Okay? So here, since we are finding the 70th percentile, our K is 70. Again, K is your percentile number. Now, for example, you are finding the 50th percentile, 50 po ni dire. But in this problem, we consider the 70th man. So, 70 ang atong K. Now, the I, which is the index, so muna siya atong pangitaon, which is unsay position, unsay value, yan nasa ika-70th percentile. And then we have the N, which is our total number of data set. Okay? So, you don't need to think of this in a complicated manner. Bali, ang inyo lang una-una niya is that unsa to nga number or data ang naa sa 70th percentile or nasa ana nga position. So, to find that, you need all of this variable, the K, I, and N. Now, if you want to find the position of a number, of course, katong I, katong index ang inyong pangitaan. Now, again, this formula can be manipulated in any ways because, again, this is a formula man. So, you can use your algebra. For example, si K ang wala. So, pwede ra na to i-manipulate ang formula so that si K ang atong pangitaon. So, I don't need to review your algebra in this case. So, in ana siya. Now, just keep in mind of this formula and finding your percentile. So let's get back to the example. So we have this following information and we want to find the value in the 70th percentile. So atong gamiton itong formula. So we have the K is equals to 70. So we have here 70 and then divided by 100. 100 is a constant. 100 is a constant in your formula. So, naginasa siya si 100. Tapos, Rn, which is 29, plus 1. 1 is again a constant here. So, plus 1, and then, if we solve this one, we will have 21. Sa ato pa, ang ato ang ika-70th percentile is at the 21st position of our data set. Now, let us count. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this is at the value in the 21st position or the 21st index, which is 64. So in this case, ang ato ang 70th percentile in this data set is the 64. Okay? So meaning 70% of your data, no, 70% of your data are below 64 years old, no? And the remaining 30% of your data is above 64 years old. Ana siya. Okay, so here is another example. Now, diri ang ato na pong gipangita, the same data set, but in this case, the 83rd percentile na po, unsay value sa 83rd percentile. The same lang function, no? Same lang procedure. If we solve this, we have the 24.9. So again, this is not an integer, so let us round that. So may muna ni siya 25. Now, if we count this, so this is 29 man, no? So dirita magsugod 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. So in this case, so in the 24th position is, so round it down to 24 and up to 25 daw, the A. So the age is in the 24th position is 71 and the 25th position is 72. So the average of 71 and 72 is 83rd. So the 83rd, 72 is average of 71 and 72. So the 83rd percentile is 71.5. So yung gibuhati ang average ning duha. Okay, so it's not actually round off. So, ang iyang ibutang diri is round I or round up and round down. Tapos i-average day. So, pasensya, I did not read it carefully again. So, balik ta. Again, ato pa day siyang i-average. Okay? So, dili lang day round up or round down. So, ato ding i-round up and then atong i-round down. Tapos, ang average ato atong kwaon. So, pareha ni nga example. So, pasensya class. Wala na ko to nabasa. But, sa katong mga nakabantay, no? Good. Very good. Very, very good. So, ang ani day, ang inyo dapat buhaton if you come up with an integer. Okay? So, imo siyang i-round down, inyo po siyang i-round up. Tapos, inyong pangitaon kung sa to nga mga value ang nasa round down. So, ang value nga nasa round down is 71. Ang value nga nasa round up is 72. Now, ato na din siyang i-average, which is 71.5. So, that is our 83rd percentile. Okay? Nakagets ba? Nakasabot? So, ano siya, no? Okay, now it's your turn to try this one. So, calculate the 20th percentile and the 50th percentile of this dataset. Okay, so how about you try to solve this? I'll show the solution now in a moment. How about just pause the video and then try to solve this one, and then nato na din siyang i-solve on our own. Okay? Okay, so I hope na yung gi-pause ang video. So let's try to answer this. Calculate the 20th percentile now. So in this case, let us review the formula. So this is the formula. I is equals to k over 100 times n plus 1. So let us write that in here. So I, wait lang ha. So let's write that here. So I is equals to k over 100 times pila ganito n minus 1. Am I right? Sakto ba ko? If my memory serves correct. Yes, I plus 1 di siya minus 1. This is plus 1. Okay, pasensya kay murag naman yung mouse na ako nawa naman ako mouse. Okay. So this is plus 1. So, pangitawon na to ang ika 20th percentile. So, kani sa atong unahon. So, we have here I is equals to 20th. So, this is 20. So, our K is, in this case, ang K na to diha is 20. Our N is 29. And then, our, okay, muna siya. And then, ang pangitaw na to is katong I. Okay? So, 20 divided by 100. Our N is 29 plus 1. So, pila man eh. If we solve this, ito sa siyang itagagmay, we have 130. So, this is 30 times 2. This is 60 over 100. 60 over 100 is pila man? Okay. Ay, wait. Sipyat ko. Okay, wala ko namutang 0 diha. Okay, sorry. Okay. Ma'am, maragi kang naglutaw. This is 20 over 60. Natingala po ko. Okay, so, this one, ato sa na siyang i-erase para, saan mo na pag-erase? Okay. Let's erase this one. Okay, so another day. Okay, so let's compute this. Ato sang i-open ako ang calculator. Okay, so 20 divided by 100 is 0.2 0.2 times 30. So 0.2 times 30 is 0.2 times 30 is a 6. Okay, so the answer for this one is 6. So in our 28th percentile is at index number 6. So let's count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our 20th percentile. Okay? Okay. Now let's find the 50th. Mura man gyapon actually. Sayo na ra siya. Okay? So again, our k in this one. So pwede ka muna mo solve ani. Ang k is 55. Our n is still 29. So I hope you understand the percentile. Okay? So this is the formula. Ma-change ko color sa pen. So this is the formula. Okay? Now, for example, if gihatagan mo og index, tapos uh, walay percentile, no? So, inyo ra nang bali-balihon. So, mahimo ni siya karon og I times 100 over n plus 1 is equals to k. Now, if si n na po ang wala, you can always, again, um, transform this formula into something like this becomes actually I times 100 over k equals to n plus 1. Hindi may man siya I 100 minus 1 over k is equals to, and that is kung for example gihatagan mo problem wherein si k ang wala but you are provided with the index and the number of data. In this case po, if for example si n ang wala, number of data, but you're provided with the index as well as the percentile. So ana siya. Okay, so let's proceed now to the quartiles. So quartiles basically just splits the rank of data into 4 equal parts. So ato lang siyang ginatunga. So we have the first quartile, the second quartile, and the third quartile. So tulo din na siya ka quartile. Ano ra siya? So sa percentile is just a percent man. Kani siya na siya murag category. Okay. Now, for example, we are asked to find the first quartile of this data set. Pangitaon lang nato diri ang first quartile. So, consider that we have a 9 data set. So, we have 9. Now, Q1 is a 25th. So, um, uh, uh, keep in mind ha. Okay, so ito na siyang para dali ra ninyo matiman-an. So keep in mind that Q1 is okay. Wait lang. Q1 is 25. Q2 is Q1 is the 25th percentile. Q2 is at the 50th man yata ni siya, and then Q3 is at the 75th. So this is the 25th, Q2 is the 50th, and Q3 is the 75th percentile. Okay, so here we are asked to find the first quartile, which is the 25th percentile. So we will use this formula. Okay, so kung ato ni siyang tanawon kay murag wala man niya formally discuss the formula. The formula is the quartile divided by 100, and then your parehara sila sa percentile, and then you have your number of data plus 1. Okay, but your quartile or kani siya is constant ang yung mga value, either 25, 50, or 75. Okay, so if we solve this one, so we have 25 as of sa atong first quartile divided by 100, and then 9, which is our number of data, plus 1, so we have the 2.5 position. So the value between the second and the third, so this is the first, second, and third, so ang value diri sa tunga, which is 12.5. Okay, so example, so the time in seconds that it took for each of the vehicles to exit parking. Compute the mean, median, first quartile, third quartile for the simple data. Okay, so medyo taas-taas din yung computation, and I think I'm not gonna compute this. So you already know what to do. So the mean is just adding all of this one and then dividing by how many data. So we have here 106, 135, and so on. So ako lang tingaling ipakita sa inyo ang rag step, but I'm not gonna solve this one. So sa mean, ano ra siya mean, or this is it took for 16 vehicles to exit parking time lot in the downtown Cincinnati. So this is a sample data, so our ano is x, mean is x, is equals to 16 plus 135 plus and so on up to 139 divided by pila na sila kabog 16. So that will be our mean. Our median is that you should arrange this from in an increasing order. So sa pinakagamay diri I guess this is for the median siya. For the median, pinakagamay is 51. Next is 72. Next is 78. And so on hangtod sa imuhang pinaka-large nga number, which is 169. Tapos ang katong nasa tunga mo na dahil ito imuhang median. First quartile is, again, you should also arrange this. I-arrange gyapon ninyo siya. Tapos, pangitaan ninyo itong ika-25th. No? So, sa first quartile, change the color. So, sa first quartile, ang inyong formula ani is that your K will be equal to 25th and your N is equals to 16. Okay. And the third quartile, this one, ang inyong K ani niya is K is equals to 75th and is equals to 16. And then you can then solve all of this problem. Okay, so that will be all for this lecture video. In this I hope you have learned something from the percentile and the quartile, and in the next lecture video we'll be talking about the measures of variations. So I hope you understand something, and any question is very welcome. You can always contact me. Okay, so thank you class, and see you on the next lecture. So either lecture video baka or and the lecture sa klase. So that will be all. Thank you.